What is the field value? Field value rule is used to support localization. If you want your application to be localized into native language depending on different regions or depending on the locale, then you need to incorporate such changes while developing your application. Say consider a property, you can choose local list or field value or a data page or class key value. There are different options. If you choose a local list, you can manually add the options here. For example, you can add yes, you can add no. But if you want to add multiple things, say 10 numbers, then adding local values would not be a good use. Then you need to use field value. What if there are 100 plus rows? Then you have to use data page or class key value. So directly you can get from the data page or from the database table. So if you select field value, there are two inputs, class and field name. What are they? If you see, whenever you are creating a new field value, for example, you can go to records and create a new field value. Create data model field value. It will ask you two things. One is the label, another is the field name. Label is, say for example, click here to open. Field name is the type. What is the type which you want to create? For example, you can also use field values to create case status. For example, in this assignment shape, you want to set some status. Say the status is pending service. If you want to convert this status also into your localized language, when you apply language packs or when you send for localized translation, then you have to create a field value record. Say for example, I want to create a new status as pending status. First I need to press the down arrow to check if that status is already available, but that status is not available in the Pega provided customized or OOTP statuses field values. Pending status or pending service is not there. There is only pending approval, pending external, pending fulfillment. So I need to create one by clicking on this mirror icon. As you can see here, the field name is auto-populated as py status work. If you create data model, then you have to manually specify the type field name here. There are different types of field names like py caption, py action label, py status work. Different field names are there. These field names are the types. This is the actual label or name which we want. So when we can create and open. So we can write here pending service to show pending service in the UI. Say for example, I will write pending service in base language. Then in the UI, this will only be shown. For example, now I will go here. I will check if I can set status on this step. Yes, I can set. So I will select pending service. Also, there is one more thing. Whenever you are creating any field value, you need to pay strict attention to the class mentioned here. If you create the same field value in work dash class, then you can reuse that field value across multiple service cases and across applications, across different work pools in your application. But now I have created directly in the assistant request service case class this field value. So I can't even use it in my service or new vendor class because they are like siblings. They don't have inheritance from this class. If I want to reuse this pending service field value in these two service cases, then maybe I need to define in the go dash go road dash dash work in the work pool. so that I can reuse across all the service cases which are inheriting from that class. So as you can see, when I press the down arrow here, if you create in work dash or in base class, you can use in any application. If you create in this work assistance request class, you can use only in this service case. Now I will go to the service case type. I will do a similar exercise there. I will press the down arrow. As you can see here, first it will specify the field values of type py status were created in this class, service class. Next, through inheritance, it will go to the work pool. Next, in the work dash layer and at the red base class. So, say for example, now I will do a save as to this, and I will create in the higher layer, that is dash work, create and open, because I want to reuse, and I will delete this old one in the child class or in the service case class. As you can see here, now I am going to the service and pressing the down arrow. As you can see here, I can use it even in the service case class. That earlier is here it only work dash and base class were populated. Now we are getting work pool also, because I created some field values in the work layer. If you did not understand this, you watch it from the beginning once again, so you can spot the difference now. So earlier go dash work was not coming here because there are no field values itself in that class. If at least one field value is there, then only that class will pop up here. So from the current class context till at the rate base class, it will check each and every class if there are any field values. If they are there, they will be presented here. Now we have moved the pending service field value from service case class to work pool so that we can reuse them across multiple service cases. So now we will see about selection controls matrix. So in a property rule form, we have seen different things like property local list, field values, and data page or database table. The list length is very small, like yes or no, use a local list. If the list length is large, use field values. If the list length is very large, use a database table. Likewise, everything in this table is self-explanatory. You can just go through, pause the video and go through it. Now, in create stage, in identify issue, I am setting the work status to pending service. Here I am reviewing this and I am saving this. So now I will save and run the case. As you can see here, in the identify issue, earlier status was new, but now pending service will come. If you want more clarity, we can move it to the next step. So I will go to identify issue. I will remove the work status as pending status. When nothing is mentioned, by default, whenever the case is created, that time the status will be pending service. So now I will save and run and try to launch a new case. As you can see here, now a new case is launched. By default, any case, the status is new when we don't mention anything. Now, the moment I go to enter customer information, the status will change to pending service, because upon this step entry, we are setting the work status manually. Now, again in identify location step, we are not doing any work status setting. So even though you go to identify location, status is not going to change. Don't think that okay, it is empty, so it should be no. No, empty means we are not populating any value. We are not overriding any value into the py status work property in py work page in clipboard. Here also it is empty means we are not making any change. Whenever PRPC is launching the work object, that time PRPC is setting the status as new. So that is not being changed. Here we have changed that to pending service. Now I will show you one more thing. So we will go to that pending service. As you can see, this is the reason why we are getting pending service. Thank you.